Let's be real for a moment, my friend. Having a crush isn't nearly as romantic as people make it sound. It's not some sweet, innocent feeling you're supposed to hold onto for months or years. It's a distraction, and if you're not careful, it will eat away at your focus and keep you stuck in the same spot. Think about how much time you've spent imagining conversations, replaying moments, and building up scenarios that never actually happened. All of that mental energy could have gone into something that moved your life forward. You could have been working on your goals, learning a new skill, improving your health, or even just spending time with friends who actually make you feel valued. The problem with crushes is that they feel safe. They give you a little dopamine hit every time you see that person or scroll through their pictures. You convince yourself that these feelings are harmless, but they're quietly draining your emotional energy. Every hour you spend daydreaming is an hour you're not taking action. And the longer you stay in that headspace, the harder it is to break free. Crushes also make you passive. You start waiting for fate, for the perfect moment, for some magical sign that they like you back, all while real life is passing you by. You might tell yourself it's harmless because you haven't said anything, but silence is still a choice. Choosing to stay silent means choosing to stay stuck. The truth is, crushes are not cute. They're not romantic. They're not helping you. They're holding you back from meeting someone who actually wants you, someone who is ready to meet you halfway. And until you see that clearly, you'll keep giving away your time to fantasies instead of reality. Here's the truth about crushes that most people don't want to face: you don't actually like the person, you like the version of them you've built in your imagination. Your brain fills in the blanks with everything you want them to be, not who they really are. You picture them as kind, funny, understanding, maybe even perfect for you, but most of that is just a story you've created in your head. It's like staring at a movie poster and convincing yourself you've already seen the whole film. You fall for an idea, not the reality standing in front of you. I've seen this happen to so many people. I had a friend once who swore a girl was the love of his life. He memorized her schedule, liked all her posts, even imagined what their future together might look like. In his mind, she was his dream girl. But the day he finally spoke to her, he was shocked. She wasn't unkind, but she wasn't anything like the fantasy version he'd been obsessed with. She had different values, different priorities, and they didn't click at all. It was like waking up from a dream and realizing you've been living in a completely different world. That's the trap of crushes. The longer you let them live in your mind, the more you believe in the fantasy version of the person instead of who they really are. And when you finally face reality, it can feel disappointing or even heartbreaking, but that pain is actually the truth setting you free. You can't build something real with someone you've only imagined. Until you know the actual person, your feelings are for a character you wrote, not the human being standing right in front of you. When you have a crush and you never speak up, you trap yourself in a cycle that goes nowhere. You think about them constantly, replay every glance, every smile, every small moment over and over in your head. You imagine conversations that never happened, build scenarios where everything magically works out, and convince yourself that one day they'll somehow notice you. But while you're living in that mental loop, nothing is actually happening in the real world. It's like standing in an airport holding a suitcase, watching planes take off one after another, but never buying a ticket or stepping on board. You stay stuck in the terminal, hoping that somehow you'll end up at your destination without ever taking action. And every day you stay in that limbo is a day you're not moving forward. You're not living new experiences, not meeting new people, not letting yourself grow. You're just circling around the same thought over and over until it becomes exhausting. The worst part is, the longer you wait, the more attached you get to the fantasy. You start telling yourself stories about why you haven't said anything yet. Maybe it's not the right time, maybe they're too busy, maybe next week will be better. But deep down, you know it's fear keeping you quiet. Breaking out of that cycle means taking action. Either you tell them how you feel or you let go completely, but staying in limbo isn't an option if you value your own time. Life is too short to keep waiting for something that might never happen. Every moment you spend waiting is a moment you could have been living, and you don't get that time back. Rejection is one of those things that most people spend their whole lives trying to avoid, but the truth is, it's one of the most powerful gifts you can ever receive. We fear rejection like it's the end of the world. We think if someone tells us no, it means we're not good enough, not attractive enough, or somehow broken. But rejection doesn't mean any of that. Rejection simply means that this person, in this moment, doesn't feel the same way you do, and that information is priceless. It saves you months, sometimes even years, of waiting, guessing, and wondering. When someone finally gives you a clear no, you are free. Free to stop checking their posts, free to stop waiting for that text, free to stop overthinking every little interaction. I still remember the moment someone I liked told me directly, "I don't see you that way." Did it hurt? Absolutely. But in that exact moment, I felt a strange sense of relief. I didn't have to wonder anymore. I didn't have to sit in limbo or hold out hope. I could finally redirect my energy into things that actually mattered, into people who wanted me around, into goals that moved my life forward. Every rejection is a redirection. It's life saying, "Not here, not now, move along." And when you start to see it that way, rejection stops being something to fear and becomes something to welcome. Because every no you receive brings you one step closer to the right yes, the person who will choose you back without hesitation. Rejection clears the path so you don't waste time chasing someone who was never meant for you in the first place. The longer you hold on to a crush without saying anything, the more unreal that person becomes in your mind. You start imagining them as flawless, kinder, smarter, funnier, more attractive than anyone else. You put them on a pedestal so high that no real human being could ever live up to it. You convince yourself they're special, that they're somehow different from everyone else you know, and in doing so, you forget that they're just a person like you. They have insecurities, bad habits, flaws, and weaknesses. They get angry, they get tired, they make mistakes. But when you pedestal them, you erase all of that and turn them into some perfect figure you have to win over. And fear of rejection keeps you frozen in place. You start to believe that if they turn you down, it means something about your worth. But rejection isn't proof that you're unlovable, it just means you're not their preference, and that's okay. Not everyone likes the same things. Some people love coffee, others don't. Some people love spicy food, others can't stand it. It doesn't mean coffee or spice is bad, it just means it's not for them. The same is true for you. The danger of staying in this place too long is that you build up so much fantasy around them that reality will almost always disappoint you. Even if they do like you back, the pedestal you've put them on will collapse the moment you realize they're human after all. And if they don't like you back, the pain will feel sharper because you've spent so long worshipping the idea of them instead of facing the truth early on. If you can't bring yourself to say, "I like you," then you're not ready for what a real relationship demands. Relationships are built on honesty, vulnerability, and the courage to speak your truth even when it's uncomfortable. Telling someone how you feel is about so much more than getting a yes or no. It's about proving to yourself that you can face fear head-on. It's about showing that you value clarity over comfort, action over endless overthinking. When you speak up, you take control of your own story instead of just letting it play out in your imagination. And here's the beautiful thing, when the connection is right, it doesn't feel like chasing. You won't be left wondering what they meant by their last text or whether they even notice you. The right person will meet you halfway. They'll make an effort. They'll make things clear. There won't be constant confusion or mixed signals, because real love flows naturally. It doesn't keep you stuck in a guessing game. That's why courage matters so much. Even if they say no, you win because you break free from uncertainty. You free up your time, your energy, and your emotional space to find someone who does want you. The worst thing you can do is stay silent and let fear keep you prisoner. Life is too short to wait endlessly. Speak up, take the risk, and whatever answer you get will set you free. The sooner you let go of the fantasy and step into action, the sooner you'll create space for the kind of love that is real, mutual, and built on respect, the kind that doesn't just live in your head but in your actual life.